All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a quick lesson on the whole women topic thing, man. And I'm not even going to try and really go in too much and say anything that much in this video. But I just want to make the point that the whole situation that the so-called black man, Latino man, and Native American man are having with women on this world, right, in particular, right, because when you look up the red pill community and all of these different manosphere and all this different stuff, right, which the apostles of Great Millstone was talking about this stuff way before, right, the proofs out there, the physical proofs out there where they was going in on women and speaking the truth in regard to them, not lying. They were just speaking the truth. And had they have decided to make podcast channels going in on women way back in them times, they would have been called the godfather of red pill and all of that kind of stuff, man. They would have been called that, but they didn't. They spoke the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is righteous, right? But the point I want to make is that the whole women thing is based on a curse that Yahweh put on us, right? It's not because of, and really when you understand that, there ain't nothing that you can do to take that curse away until Yahweh decides to take it away, right? Keeping the commandments is the way how we get out of the curse, but the ability to keep all of the laws, statutes, and commandments is going to be given to us by God. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, when you jump down to verse 56, I believe, here we go. Verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Now, the Israelite woman, especially when you apply it to the so-called black woman, they hate their daughters, man. They hate their sons, and they hate their husband, right? They expect their man to go out and make all the money under the heavens for them, right? And then they'll use that a man maybe can't do that or isn't doing that as much as they want as an excuse as to why they're acting like how they're acting, right? But then when you look at how a rich Israelite man is getting treated by the so-called black woman in this world, it's the same way, right? It's the same way, except he's able to kind of soothe the pain a little bit because he can just more quickly get access to another woman than a man that might have less money, right? But then at the same time, not every single Israelite that's rich is going to be as attractive to what women would want him to be. So then there might be an Israelite out there that's more handsome than another Israelite man in women's eyes, and he hasn't got as much money. So he's still maneuvering, and it's all just cursed and disgusting, right? But it's not because of, oh, if a man makes a certain amount of money, he's not going to be able to escape the curse. The curse is the curse. He's just going to receive the same curse a different way. And I was watching one video where one of these red pill guys was going in and talking about how these two rich millionaires was on their podcast that they got together, and they was complaining about women, and he was pausing and doing a reaction video, and he was going in, and even he was talking in the video different than what I've heard him talk. Even the red pill guy was going in on women different than what I've heard him, and he was seeming like he was lamenting because of how women are treating him. And he was happy to see that, almost happy to see these other two Jakes that are rich, that they're venting, because he was like, yeah, see, even they're going for it. Because that Jake himself, that red pill Jake, he might be a millionaire or close to being a millionaire, right? But even he's experiencing problems with women. He's above the height that the women say they want. 6'5", 6'4", something around that. I think I've heard him say before, right? He goes gym and does all this training stuff. He's got a social circle. He goes out. He's got a life and all this. But I could still tell that he is catching hell. And then these two other Jakes that are rich millionaires and all of that, they're still catching hell with these women, which shows that the curse is the curse. And it's not because, oh, you ain't making enough money, why are you catching hell with women? It's because you're cursed in regard to them. Because the rich Jakes that have got 10 times your salary, 100 times your salary, double your salary, whatever it might be, they're still going through this as well, right? They're still going through it too. Verse 57, and toward her young one that cometh from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege, and straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Now that's going into what happened during the time of the Babylonian captivity, where the Israelites were seized for like a year and a half, I believe the story goes in when you read about it in the scriptures. I think it's like a year and a half that Israel was under siege, right? They couldn't come in or come out, right? They were just being starved gradually from day to day. But that's going to happen again now. The women are going to do that now, right? They're going to do that in these times now, man. And it's the women thing, the women situation is a curse. There's not, oh, if I go, like, all right, let me be honest. If you're overweight and you go gym, are women going to treat you better? Yeah, they are. But are you still going to be cursed in regard to them? Yeah. Because they're going to look over and see another man that goes gym more than you. They're going to look over and see a man that makes more money than you. If you have even went out and made a certain amount of money, they're going to see another man that's gone out and made the kind of amounts of money that she think, oh, he makes £1 extra a day than you. So he's richer than you now. Or when he was out in public, he was more charismatic in this one scenario than you are. You was too silent in that time. You was a bit too stoic for my liking. I want a man that's a bit more extrovert in that scenario. So there's always going to be something in these women's minds that they've got a grievance with, because the more that gets offered to women, the more they want. And the more they receive, the more that they require. Every single time, the more options that women have been given in this world, the more they've always took them. They've never refused any option to be allowed to be evil more in this world. They've never refused any option to be able to have more freedom in this world and be up from under what they think men are doing against them. They've always said yes. Every time anything gets offered to them, whether it's be good or bad, that they think gives them power, they've always said yes, thanks, yes, please. They never said no, thanks. They always said yes. But that's the curse, though. That's the curse that's been put on them to punish us Israelite men. And it's not a thing where, oh, if you go out and make more money. Like, I personally think, man, and this is just my own personal opinion, which ain't really worth much, man, but I'm going to say this. I personally think that all the women that are running their mouth about Hebrew Israelite brothers right now, and that they got a grievance with the multiple wives thing, right? And they might say, oh, but you don't make this or you don't make that, to be thinking that you deserve multiple wives, right? Even if every single brother became a billionaire overnight, they'd still have a problem. I personally think, man, they'd still have a problem. And they're always going to have a problem with it until they're under the new covenant, because they think that they're equal to men. And they're not. But don't worry, all you men out there that you think you're equal to men, you're going to get your chance, right? Because the day the Lord's coming, there's going to be sedition among men and invading one another. And everyone's going to be, no one's going to regard their kings nor princes, meaning their rulers, their leaders. And the cause of everyone's actions is going to stand in their power. So if you think that you can carve out yourself away in the market in that time, yeah, go ahead and try to, sweethearts. Yeah, go ahead and try. Everyone's going to get their chance in the day of the Lord's wrath to try and see if they can find a way. The elect are going to find Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai in that time. Everyone else is going to try and think that they're a post-apocalyptic warlord. Some women are going to think they're a post-apocalyptic warlord's right hand. You know what I mean? Some people are going to think, oh, I'm a survivalist. I'm a carve out somewhere where I can vacuum pack granola bars and beef jerky, and you know what I mean, and survive it out here. Some people are going to just lose the plot. Some people are going to go and run up in JD Sports and try and loot. And I'm going to become a fashionista now in this time. People are going to do all kind of things in this time, man. But the only thing that's going to work and be shown to be valuable is the truth of believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in that time. Micah chapter 7 and verse 8, rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him. And that's the reason why this has happened to us, because we've sinned. But the women don't understand the reason why they can't find that one man that's able to give them everything that they want and need is because they're cursed for their sins against the Lord. So they're gonna end up finding that the men that they think that exist supposed to exist on the earth, that's not gonna be there. Because the men that these women are really talking about with all these high standards, they don't even understand that they're talking about the men of the nation of Israel that are of the elect after they've been changed. The level that these women are expecting men to be on in this world is really them having way more foresight into the future than what they even know. It's like they're talking about men of the elect of the nation of Israel after they've been changed and been given a new covenant with how much demands they have. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then the thing is, it's like every single one of them all want the same man, but every single one of them does not look the same way. Neither do they act the same way. And on top of that, they really actually truly believe, and they're not joking when they say this, they really actually believe they shouldn't have to do anything for the man. Neither should he want them to do anything. And if he does say that they want to see anything, then he's sassy and he's acting like a woman and he's in his hot girl summer, or he's in his soft era and all that. You know what I mean? That's what they actually think. They want to just take everything from a man that's got crazy wealth and loads of women like and are attractive to. He's attractive to loads of other women. And then on top of that, they want to do nothing for him, but are nothing themselves. They're not like particularly crazy attractive, a lot of these women that say some of these things. And like, it's mad. It's mad down here. But Yahweh really kicked the Israelite man in the ass with the women thing, man. And I've heard one of our apostles, man, Apostle Tahar, go into it loads of times, and then along with Apostle Gabar, all the apostles, right, about how if Yahweh wouldn't have put that particular curse on us, this captivity would have been fine. And I'm understanding even more why he said that, because it would have been okay if a Jake didn't have any problems dealing with his women, all the other stuff he'd be able to deal with that, man, because that's Jake's glory. The Israelite man, more than any other man, really cares for women, man. The women things on their mind. And that's why there's so many videos about women. It's not because we're just simps, disgruntled, and we just can't get over women. That's our glory. Yahweh made us like that. So even when a video is not even going to be about women most of the time, women come up in there. And then brothers and elders and apostles, everyone start getting angry because we understand that that's our glory. And then we start turning our anger towards who made that be like that, which is Esau. Because he tricked you, Israelite women, to make you believe all the things that you believe, yet you don't get an escape because you believed him when he said it. Because Esau tells us a whole bunch of stuff, and we don't believe everything that he says, so you ain't got no excuse neither. Verse 9, I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And the whole women thing is a curse that God put on us, man. And that's why, like, women will say, oh, if you're this height, you're that height, and all this blah, 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 right? But a 5 foot, let's say there's a guy out there that's a 5 foot and a guy out there that's 7 foot. They're both having problems with women. You understand? Kobe Bryant was 6'6", and didn't he have a woman falsely accuse him of rape? And then it turned out that there was 5 different men's sperm samples in that woman's underwear. So he was dealing with situations from women. But he was 6'6". Women never called him ugly. Women thought he was handsome, talented, you know what I mean? Could go to anywhere in the world that he want to go. Had a clear show that he was famous and that he was respected among other men that are worthwhile in a certain field. He showed that he excelled in a certain field. And he still had to deal with situations with women. Had to be on the news crying and like mourning for sleeping with another woman and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? As if it's not, like, women need to grow up in this world too, man, and just realize that the same way how men have been told to realize that women want like men with money, women need to realize that men like multitudes of different women. And yeah, some of them are going to be women of the other nations too. So you women of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, can you be attractive? Yeah, you can. But guess what? So can a woman from Moab be attractive as well. And when it goes down in this society, Yahweh's gonna make things go how he's gonna make them go, man. Y'all ain't gonna be able to tell an Israelite man nothing in that time. You ain't gonna be able to tell him anything, man. And just like how you've had women have had their turn right now to do all the things that they're doing, well, men are gonna have their turn. Right? Men are gonna have their turn, man. Now let me see if I can remember where that scripture is, that a woman shall compass a man. I'll make a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Where is that? Is it 28? If I can't find it, well, I've quoted it anyway. Where it goes into how for I will make a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. I hear that scripture loads of time, but sometimes you forget where. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. How long will that go about, O backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, and that's what they've did. They think they actually really feel like they're so oppressed in this world. But if you ask a woman, okay, what is it that you like, especially one of these ones that claim that they believe in the scriptures, man, ask them, okay, what is it that your soul desires to do in the kingdom of heaven that you cannot do now? A lot of them wouldn't have nothing to say. A lot of them would not even be able to give an answer if you was to say to them, okay, so you are saying you want to be, you're Israelite or whatever, or you believe in the scriptures. Not even necessarily a woman that believes she's Israelite, just women in general that they believe that say that they're Christian or whatever, and you just ask them, okay, what is it that your desires to see or wanted to be able to do in the kingdom of heaven that you cannot do now? And most of them would say there isn't anything that I think I can't do now. Most of their grievances is thinking about what we're gonna want to be doing in the kingdom of heaven. Most women have been thinking more about what the Israelite man's going to be doing in the kingdom of heaven than what they're going to be able to do in the kingdom of heaven. Oh, I don't like the thought of them having the kingdom of heaven because they're going to have multiple wives and they're going to have more power. But they ain't even took out time to think about what they're going to be able to have in the kingdom of heaven because they really are in their kingdom now, joint heirs with Esau. Whereas if I was to ask any Israelite brother, man, any of them, what are you hoping to be able to do in the kingdom of heaven? They'd start reeling off things, man. Like some of the things that I've heard other brothers say in the kingdom of heaven, I didn't even realize that that's something that I wanted in the kingdom of heaven as well until I heard them say it. We're like, yeah, let me add that to the list of things I want to be able to do in the kingdom of heaven too. I never thought about that before. But then I also got the things that I want to see and be able to do and take part in the kingdom of heaven that I'm hoping I'll be able to receive. Know what I mean? Like, but when it comes to the women, they don't do that. They don't really like they speak about the Bible a lot of the time, but they don't really, not really go into what they are hoping to see and hoping to experience in the kingdom of heaven. No, I haven't even heard none of them say, "Oh, I'm gonna have a husband that's gonna be like immortal and handsome and tall and this and that, and he's gonna be able to." I even heard him say like just the worldly things. Oh, I want a man that's a provider and he's this and he's that, because that's what they can get now in this world if they was prepared to just shut their mouth. If most women was prepared to not talk, they'd be fine. If they was prepared to not voice their vain heart, man, that's deceitful above all things, they'd be all right. But because they feel like what's in their mouth and in their mind is just so valuable to society, they end up finding themselves in a situation that when you look up, and I've been looking up some of it over the past couple of days, man, how many cases there's starting to be of women unaliving people, man, and they're losing their mind. And part of the reason why they're losing their mind is because no man don't want them. No man wants them right now. So they're just overly violent, overly like you know what I mean? And that's probably even part of the reason why some of these teachers are doing the madness that they're doing with their students, man. Trying to relive their youth. Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 16. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. So if there's any of you women out there and you're wondering why no man don't want you, well, because you're a wicked woman. And you actually really believe that you're equal to men, but the evidence shows otherwise, doesn't it? The evidence shows that actually, no, you're not equal. But you've tricked your mind to believe that you're equal because Esau told you that you are. But then in situations where you don't want to be equal, oh, then you don't want to be equal. So if it came to something as stupid as, oh, getting into the nightclub for free, or having to pay on the first date, or having to go 50-50, or even having to go even any percentage on paying for anything, you don't want to have to do that part. But then when it comes to respect and getting a say so in what's going on, you know what I mean? Then, oh, you want a part of that. But that's not how life works, though. We didn't get to when Yahweh made a covenant with us, say, okay, so let's sit down, Lord, and let's review these laws that you're giving us. Okay, so the pork thing, nah, that animal, something tells me that that pig over there that you've made, that's going to actually taste a bit delicious. So I don't want to do that part. But you know all them blessings from Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 to verse 14, I'll have all of that. But you know that slavery into Egypt on ships stuff that you're talking about, no thanks. I aren't really feeling that. You know that proverb and a byword thing that you was talking about in verse 37, I ain't really feeling that one there, Lord. So can you take that one out? Because I ain't trying to do that. You know what I mean? And you know that whole having to go to your enemy for the want of all things part, that don't really sit well with my spirit. You know, that's not really, you know what I mean? I ain't really, I know my worth, and you see that part there. I ain't really trying to do that because I don't need no God. That's not what we said to the Lord. We as Israelite men ain't saying that to the Lord, and we're looking at ourselves and we're like, man, I'm going off. I'm not meeting the standard that my father wants me to meet. I'm the one doing wrong. But the women, no matter what they do wrong, somehow it's our fault. Do you know what I mean? No matter what they've did wrong in the nation, somehow it's our fault. When they've ruined their children's lives, when they've ruined their daughters' lives, when these moms out there be running up their daughters' credit, getting out loans in their daughter's name, running up their daughter's credit, sleeping with their daughter's boyfriends, you know what I mean? Doing all the madness that they do, abusing their children, being violent and belligerent to them and all that, lying about their dad not being this and being that. Somehow that's the Israelite man's fault. And all of this stuff is a curse that's been put on us. So you can try and go gym, you can try and hold frame, or I'm a hold frame, and okay, them things are gonna lessen the blow. But the curse is the curse, man. You understand? And the proof is that the rich Israelite men, they're still going through it too. The men that women lust after, the Chris Browns, the Drakes and all that, they're still going through it as well. But then the women will say to them guys, oh, they've got an excuse for why they're being a demons to them. But then to the guy that's got less than that, oh, well, the reason why I'm doing it to you is because you ain't rich. But then the guy that has got all those riches, oh, but the reason why I'm doing it to him is because he ain't there for me. There's always going to be an excuse because it's about the curse. The curse is the curse, man, and there ain't nothing you can do to escape it apart from repenting to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for the sins that you've committed, trying to offend less, and waiting for the day that he sends his son Yahushai to the earth and brings all those people that believe at that particular point in time, which is going to be the elected nation of Israel, which is going to be people that have refused the MOTB. He's going to bring them under the new covenant and make them be the first ones to receive the blessings of the new covenant in their perfection. That's the only way. Now, you can think that there's not, and you can go out, you can, oh, I'm going to go gym, oh, I'm a 25% body fat percentage now. But after I go gym and I'm going to go on walks, and these are all good things. I would never mock anybody taking part in exercise because that's a thing that I know is a good thing to do. Walking and all that, these are healthy things. They'll make your mind right, man. They'll make you feel better. But those things are not, right, are not going to stop you from being under that curse. It's not going to. The curse is the curse, man. And if you think that it's not, well, you're going to find out the hard way. I'd rather go with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Now, most most brothers out there have probably been in an argument with their woman or with another woman that used to be their woman before in the past, right? And they might have a little argument or whatever one time, yeah. And then the woman just tries to turn up, yeah. And you're looking at her face and be like, rah, this woman used to look pretty, but now she looks like a damn Rottweiler in my vicinity. You know what I mean? And the face will literally change, man. It's like the skeleton underneath the skin's changed. The cheeks might have been one width, and then now they're starting trying to turn up and get angry, and the cheeks have narrowed, or you know what I mean? The eyes have gone bigger. Their damn eyebrows are higher. The distance between their chin and their nose has increased. The width between their eyes has decreased or increased. It's like their face has actually changed, man. Demon. It's like coming like they got a complete next bone structure that they got than what men have got, man, to where their whole mate it's actually demonic, bro. Like when them women was an example of that is when them women was complaining about the whole election thing, right? Getting on camera, shouting in the camera, and you'd be looking at their face one way and be like, oh, she's not bad looking, you know? And then she started screaming off, and you're like, raw, fam. It almost makes you drop your phone, bro. You're like, raw, that was a demon on the screen that I just saw then. Verse 18, her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, he shall sigh bitterly. But now the men are getting on the camera, right? Rich men, poor men, middle class men, men that do construction, men that do retail, men that play the piano. You know what I mean? Men that work in tech, men that work in STEM jobs. What is it? The STEM thing, man? I forget, man. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I think it is. All of them are complaining too. They've all got a grievance. All of Jake's got a grievance with these women, man. And some men try and mask it and try and make it like the men's problem like their mama taught them to. Oh, but the man ain't doing their thing though. Blah, 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 blah. Ross Clark, blah, man. The women are going off too. You understand? The women are going off. And then some of these Jakes, they only want to admit that women are going off when women act wrong towards them. Most of these Jakes in the world. But among us Israelites, we already know what it is and we know the reason why. So then we're slightly comforted by the reason why. But a lot of the Jake in the world, they believe the trick that, oh, if I go out and make all these high demands of wealth that these women have told me, then they're going to complain. But they'll literally, all the men that women come to say that they was saying that they wanted on the Kevin Samuels show, oh, I want a man that's 6 foot. Oh, I want a man that's making this amount a year. Or I want a man that's making that amount a year. First things first, right, is that most of the women that have been saying that stuff on there have not even met a man like that in real life. They've not even met a man in real life and been able to confirm without a shadow of a doubt that he makes the amount of money that they say he wants. Because he wouldn't tell them, because he wouldn't trust them. But they haven't even met that guy in real life, some of them that they was talking about. But then when they did meet him, they actually still expected him to be running them down. And then you'd be looking at the woman that's asking for that guy and you'd be like, hang on. But really, if you took the wig off your head, or if you shaved your head, you'd look like me in the face. You'd be thinking, but that looks like a man, really? Damn near. You know what I mean? Now, was all the women that was on that Kevin Samuels show thing unattractive? No. They weren't, man. But yet, it's a proof that it's a curse because then women would call into his show and be giving him an attitude like they never called him and asked for his opinion. Like they never called in his show and asked him to rate them out of 10. And then when he told them, then they'd be going on sour. They'd be calling him up when he used to get paid for giving out advice like that. But they'd always want to call him and get it for free. And they'd be disrespectful, man. And then when he'd tell them about themselves, now all of a sudden it's a problem. And that's why I've got to say this in this video, man. I really don't understand. A lot of women, man, are really going to struggle to find any kind of allies among the Israelite man when this goes down. They're going to really struggle, man, because they have did the Israelite man a grief disservice on this earth, man. They've really been a grievance to them, and they have not once still yet to this day really in mass admitted what they've did wrong. They've all made excuses and blamed the men. Oh, I would have respected you, but you ain't did this, and that. But then they want respect instantly for everything that Dave did, and they don't want to be disrespected for having a body count that's in the triple figures, in the high double figures, that's above one. You know what I mean? They don't want to get disrespected for that. They don't want to get disrespected for them not being rich, but they want to talk about a man's money. But then if they was to get judged by the amount of money that they make, well, they'd make less than that man on average. So this is the situation we're in. But again, it's about this is because of the curse. The way how the curse manifests does not matter. Yahweh said we was going to be cursing that our woman was not going to like us. She wasn't going to like our children, which was also her children. And she wasn't going to like her sons neither, and they don't. And that's why there's a whole campaign during that election year that was just recently gone from November 5th before that and everything. But then was wanting to be boasting about being able to honor live their children in the womb. That was one of their main grievances that they had that they thought they wasn't going to be able to do. Verse 21, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. So don't just be thinking, oh man, I can't wait to what do they call it saying now, man? I can't wait to take her to pound towns. Because after you've done that, that woman's going to be a demon to you in a lot of the times in this world. Now, is a man supposed to desire to sleep with a woman? Yeah, he is. That's one of the uses that he has for her, right? But the scriptures is clear. Don't just be trying to run around being no playboy and all that. Because all of these red pill man, I don't care what these guys are saying, man. They're all catching hell with women too. I don't believe that they're just some super Casanova that's able to escape the curse of Israel, the curse that Yahweh put on them. They still don't trust women neither. So they might be handsome and all of this stuff, and they think, oh, I've got this and I've got that. But a lot of them mans are sleeping with other men's wives. And they think, oh, I know how to handle women now. I've got women under control. I got mind control over Debo. When he tells me to shut up, I stop speaking. But when he leaves, I'll be talking again. You know what I mean? They think they got it figured out. No, you haven't, man. Because you dealing with all these women and that, you are having to keep them at arm's length in this world. But really, a lot of you guys would secretly not want to keep them at arm's length. And you'd really want to be able to find a woman that's actually not a demon towards you, that you could give your seed onto, that she would produce you some sons, so that the wealth that you've been making from all of this stuff that you're doing, you're able to pass that down onto them. But you know that they're demons, so you're like, nah, I'm not even trying to take it there. But really, your natural thing within you as a man is that you would want to do that. But now you're having to not do something that you naturally want to do because the women are not acting how they're supposed to be acting in this world because of the curse that God put on us. Right? That's the reason why. It's because of the curse that God put on us, man. And you're facing it too. And that's why them three rich Jakes, the red pill guy that was doing the video, right? The two men that he was doing a reaction video on, they were all grieved, man. They were all grieved about how women are doing that out here. And the one guy, the one rich Jake, man, that was talking about the things on his show, he was going in. He was going in on these women, man. But really, where did they get that from? Because Kevin Samuels definitely watched the Hebrew Israelite videos, and he used to say stuff like, oh, some of you brothers out there talking about moral code and all this moral code stuff, right? Try and take that to the bank. Kevin Samuels definitely watched the Hebrew Israelite videos that they did on him, man. Because he was complaining even when the stories came out with regards to them fresh and fit guys about how, you've took my live stream shot, my live stream slot. You're starting to stream your show at the same time as I stream mine. So he was like that, watching everything. So you think he wouldn't have watched a video on an Israelite going in on him? Yes, he would have. And he would have been trying to review himself, and he had to mention it, man. All of these people have heard about the Hebrew Israelites, man. If you're on the internet, you've heard about the Hebrew Israelites. You've heard about it. Even if you watch 10 seconds of the video and then just turned it off and was like, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. You've heard about them. Verse 23, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. And that's what a lot of men in this world have got, some wounded hearts and some heavy countenances, man. Because women have grieved them with distress on this earth. And only the men that are of the Hebrew Israelite thing really understand what's going on, man. We understand that the reason why this is happening is because of the curse. So we've had to maneuver accordingly in regard to that. In regards to women, the apostles have put out things saying, don't deal with the so-called black woman. Now, is that to be taken 100%? Like, oh, there's not no so-called black woman that you can deal with? Obviously not. Obviously, that would not be the case. But for the majority of them, like if you start seeing them with all the gelled hair thing and all that, the head hood rat hair net, the crazy finger talons, with the eagle hands, like obviously that's not the kind of Eve you'd want to deal with. Some overly obese, fat Eve. You know what I mean? Obviously, some heavily, overly wanting to wear weave, one where they start smacking themselves in the head because it's itchy underneath. Obviously, no. Obviously not, mate. And I gotta say this as well, none of you people out here can monitor our testicles and try and tell us that we can't deal with a woman of another nation. Who are you to say that? Any of you heathen people out there, man, you can't tell us none of that. That's none of your business. That's none of your business, man. It's none of your beeswax. Yeah? Verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So if of the woman came the beginning of sin, imagine what would happen in a world where women are able to just have power and be able to just say things, and then no one's ever able to check them on it. They would just say things out their mouth, and it's always just believed. They're able to go upside a man's head and then lie and say that he did something to them. They're able to scream equality, but then never want it really. They want to be able to, they want to not even have, like, even in terms of what people see. And I've watched some of these things, man, some of these military training videos and stuff like that. And I'm seeing the women doing their training, and I'm thinking, man, like, I ain't even been training like that right now, but that woman's weak. You know what I mean? Like, they're weak, bro. Like a woman that's actually really been training and going to the gym. Right now, any of you brothers out there, you go to the gym for like 3 to 6 months. You'll be stronger than her, especially in any upper body exercise. Even if she could, for some chance, like bench press more than you, strict shoulder press more than you, some shoulder press more than you, something like that, barbell row more than you, or something like that, one arm row, whatever. After 3 to 6 months, you'll be way stronger than her, and definitely on the upper body movements, and then maybe be equal if she does heavy on lower leg movements, man. And even still, take the weights away, and you and her was to try and test and see who's strongest physically against each other, you would be. That's just what I believe, man. Women are not equal to men in that regard, and that's why even in the military, they don't make the women's standard the same as the men. It's a joke. The women might have to do like 25 push-ups, but the man would have to do 50. The men might have to do 10 push-ups to pass, 10 pull-ups to pass. The women might have to do 1. It's a complete joke. But if it's about equality, the standard should be the standard. Because let's say that, okay, a man failed the male military exam, right, fitness exam, because he only did 45 push-ups out of 50 that he was required to do, for example, yeah. But then a woman comes by and does 25 and passes the female standard. You should have just hired the man, because he did 45, which is 20 more than her 25. But this world's dumb. And this world is an example as to why women having way too much power in the earth is a problem. And if you want to say I'm sexist, blah, blah, misogynistic, massage this, misogynistic, blah, blah, this, whatever, what you want to say, I don't care. Yeah? Because you women yourselves are not even happy in this society that you benefit the most from. Women in this world benefit the most from this society, and you're all still miserable. You've got your dog or cat, yeah, and you're trying to force your dog and cat to love you, but your dog and cat don't even like you. And if they could find the same food that you give it without having to deal with you, they'd rather that option. Even your own pets don't even like you, really, man. It's just you're their food source. But I digress. Verse 55, verse 25, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. So women ain't supposed to be just able to be in liberty, just be going and gallivanting through the earth, man. It's not supposed to happen. Because when it does happen, look at the earth, but this is the curse. This is one of the ways how the curse that's on us, which is what this video has been about. This is one of the ways that that curse has been able to manifest itself, because it's just allowed women to have more and more freedom. Oh, yeah, you women should be able to sleep around. Yeah, we should. You women should be able to dress like a slut whenever you want to walk down the street. Yeah, we should. Men should have to pay for every single thing. Yeah, they should. You're equal to men. Yeah, we are. You should have to pay every bill as well. Like, you should have the right to pay every bill as men as well. Nah, we don't want to do that. We're not that equal, but we're equal though. But I'm strong and independent. But I'm strong when I want to be independent, and I'm in. You know what I mean? That's what's happening down here. Women are able to just say things, and Esau's like, yeah, I couldn't think of something as wicked as that. But yeah, you know what? Let's put it into an algorithm and let's see if we can get that to work. Know what I mean? That Esau and his sidekick, man, Randall, just going off, running at his mouth, causing a ruckus in the earth, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 6, but a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. And those are the two main things that women do on this earth, man. They're jealous of a woman. Oh, that woman, she's fit, she's attractive. I'm jealous of her, so I'm gonna sleep with her man to prove that all men are adulterers. Even though really me doing that is not really adultery if I was single. But I'm gonna say that it is. Like, there's this one woman, man. This one woman that she looks like an Edomite, right? But she kind of talks like an Eve, yeah. And I think she's made like German. I think she's German, yeah. And she had women because she was going in on women and on a black woman, and how she's disrespectful to the so-called black man, but she was going into how black men should come over to Germany and they'd be able to find themselves a better woman than what they can from the American woman. And women actually found out who her husband was on social media and was sending him nudes, man. Because they was really jealous of that woman, that she's actually acting more feminine than them. And they wanted to try and hit her where they thought it would hurt. And then if the husband had responded to the message, oh yeah, your man was trying to slide in my DMs, blah blah blah. Women just are evil and they hate each other's guts, really. Yet for some reason they're all trying to come at Jake and blame Jake, when a lot of the reason why they've got misery in their lives hasn't even got nothing to do with us. It's because of something that a woman did to them. And a lot of you women that complain about men sleeping around and all of this, every man has came onto the realization of this some point in their life, that when a woman might have thought, oh, this guy's single, and he's all right, but I ain't really interested. If that same woman finds that he's got a girlfriend, in general, she'll become more attracted to him. And if she finds that he's got a girlfriend that's as attractive as her or more, then now, oh, I really fancy the pants. Like, it's ridiculous. Our apostles have gone into how in one West, most of the women was trying to deal with the men that had the most power, and that women was coming around with short skirts with fringes on them, and I could picture that easily. I could picture that women would have been doing that, man, because women are wicked. Women are not righteous for the most part, man, and that's just the facts. And if you women have got a problem with people saying that, just all you have to do is prove that you are righteous. Then prove it. Because there's one particular guy out there, man, that's got a in the conscious community, one particular guy in the conscious community, for example, right? And he's got a woman that says she's an Israelite, right? And every now and again, periodically, like maybe every 3 or 4 months, man, this guy will do a rant video on this particular woman, and then he'll be like, you know what, nah, maybe let me have mercy on my woman, man, and he'll delete the video, man. But he'll be going in for like an hour, and then he'll be like, you know what, man, let me delete the video, and then he'll delete the video, man. But he'll be going in on her, bunning her out, man. But that's the woman that's supposedly an Israelite, right? Let me carry on reading some more. Verse 8: a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad, cause of great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. And man, them drunk women in them nightclub scenarios, man, they are a bunch of absolute demons, man. And if you've ever been around that nightclub environment, you'll know that the women do that. They'll throw a drink in a man's face. Yeah. And then when they get grabbed up by the man that's drinking through the face, now they're gonna somehow lie, and the bouncer now is twisting up the other guy's arm behind his back when all he might have did is throw a drink back in her face, that threw a drink in his face. Women be getting men beat up. Women be lusting after other guys in them nightclub scenarios. Women be twerking on another man while they came to the club with their man. All kind of crazy stuff be happening in them nightclubs, man. That environment is a like a catalyst for demons, man. It's like a hub for Satan himself. And that's not an environment that you'd want to be in, man. Like, man, nah, man. That nightclub thing is not the one. And one of the main things that in this society that promotes that overly alcoholic, overly like adulterous environment is university, man. University, college, whatever you want to call it, where everyone just thinks that it's American Pie 1, 2, 3, 4, just living it off. You know what I mean? That university spirit, man. That university college spirit is one of the main things that promotes that whole drunker and gather abroad for women in particular, man. Where they just feel so free to just be a silly dove all around the earth. Verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Which is something that the women in this world, they don't want to be free from, but look at the results, man. And then because they've been so free now and was shameless, when they actually do find a man that they think's worthy of them now for whatever they think they're worthy about, that man don't want him. Because he's like, nah, I want all that crazy stuff that you was doing with the other geezers. So you was living on a wild mad one out there with them other guys, and now you think I'm just trying to sit down and lay up on the couch with you watching Netflix because you want to retire from, nah, I'm trying to see some of that too. Because women have like, that's what's happening now and here. And then the guys that are trying to look for wives, they're like, well, I don't want this woman for my wife. Why the hell would I want her for my wife for? I can do better than that. So then the women are cut to the heart, man. Verse 11, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if he trespass against thee. And that's what it says about a daughter. But that's even worse for a wife, man. A woman, your own woman will try and go do one over on you way more than what your own so-called child would do. You know what I mean? Because that woman's going to be like, well, I sleep with him, so I'm going to I've got even more weapons available. His daughter's got all of the weapons that I've got in terms of this, and this, but I've also got this thing over him. You know what I mean? Oh, his daughter, yeah, he loves his daughter because his daughter came from him, but he loves me even more because I sleep with, like, that's what they think, man. But when all hell breaks loose in this society, the changeover is gonna come, man. The world's gonna do a quick, straight up 180, and everything's gonna be completely turned over on its head, and women are not gonna know what to do. And if you've got a good imagination, you can picture it, man. You can picture it almost like it's happening already, because it's happening to a small degree. You can see small examples where like the reality gets shown, man. Like men ain't taking it no more. Verse 12, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink every water near her, and by every head she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And that's what starts happening, man. Especially when these young women, these young girls, whatever, they start realizing that they're attractive. They start trying to test the waters, man. They start trying to test the waters with their beauty and see what's the highest person that they can find that finds them attractive. So they'll start going out in public overly on a hype and that. You know what I mean? They might be in a little group of themselves, and when they see men that they think are attractive, adult men, by the way, they might shout out things to them being all good or goofy and that. But they want to be able to be in a safe zone when they do it. And then when they become adults fully, then they still are stupid like that. And this is what happens in this world, but no one wants to say anything, and everyone wants to try and tell the young men and the adult men, you've got to show control over yourself. But they don't say to the women, but this is all just going back to the point of the lesson. This is all just about the curse. This is the way how the curse of the women being wicked and evil towards the Israelite man has been able to be around, man, because no one ever checks it. It's been able to just keep the demons that women have got on them have been able to just evolve and evolve and evolve more and more and more. And it's not because, oh, you ain't making this amount of money, because there'll be another man that makes 10 times what you make a week. He'll make your salary a week. He'll make what you make in a year each week. You understand? He'll make what you make in a year. He'll make that maybe 1,000 times. And he is still dealing with situations with women. And he might even be dealing with even worse situations with women than you are. It's not because you ain't that tall, because there'll be another guy that's about a foot taller than you, and he's still dealing with situations with women as well. It's because it's the curse. That's why it is. Because if your height was to change the next day, that same woman that said, oh, because of this or because of that, whatever grievance she would say is the problem, if that grievance would be changed over, the next day when you went to sleep and woke up again, she would find something else because of the curse. That's just what it is, man. There'd always be some grievance because of the curse. But if you don't believe that, well, hey, it's in the scriptures, man, that we're cursed with this. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. And really, the eyes of women are evil towards each other as well. When they see another Israelite woman that's got her, if they see, like, obviously we know that the Israelite woman is cursed with her hair, right? But when these women see another Israelite woman that's got her hair and it's really her hair, they don't like it. And then if that Israelite that they see that's got her own hair might have a woman that's a mother that's a heathen, they're like, oh yeah, that's the only reason you got all your hair, girl, because your mama's white. That's that white hair showing through. Oh yeah? She's an Israelite. She's an Israelite, and just because her hair is not cursed like yours, maybe her hair is long and yours ain't because she's not being a demon. Did you consider that when you was running your mouth? Did you? Nah, you didn't, did you? But you know what, man? I'm gonna end the video there because I wanted the video to be short, and I just wanted to go into how the reason why all the women are doing these things to men is not even because of what they say, it's because of the curses. It's because of the curse, man. Because there's men out there that have got all the wealth and things that women claim that they say that they want, which they do want it, but then those men are still finding grievances with women as well. They're still not able to get treated with the respect that women say that other men that don't have that kind of stuff to deserve, they're still getting treated like garbage by women as well. And still have women are still giving them crazy high expectations while not wanting to do nothing back for them as well. But that's going to change, and that's why I'm going to read this. Isaiah to the 32 and verse 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech, which women being able to do all that stuff is also part of prophecy, so that Micah 7 and 10 can be fulfilled, right? And so that Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1 can be fulfilled. Many days and years shall be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the present fields, for the fruitful vine. And let me go up a bit as well. Verse 5, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, which is what we're seeing right now with these Edomites, with all the pride that they're showing, with this new golden era that they're talking about, this golden era, right? To practice hypocrisy, they're being shown to be hypocrites. And to utter error against Yahweh, that's what they're showing. They're claiming that they're about the Bible, but they're trying to oppress the poor, which is something that the Bible says don't do, right? To make empty the soul of the hungry, that's what they're trying to do. They're kicking people out of the countries and all of that, right? But they are in the country based on what? Why are they here? Why are they there? And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak of right. And that's what they're doing. But guess what? Women also do that though. They put men on child support. They put extra stress on their man about how much money he doesn't or doesn't have. Yeah. When they themselves might not even make more than that man some of the time. Or they themselves are also in the job market and they know that they're through. But because they might look over and see an Edomite that's doing it, they think, oh, well, if he could do it, you can do it. And unless you're saying he's better than you then. And they've just been always unreasonable, man. And the Israelite man's had to just swallow that. He's had to just deal with that all the time. But the time's going to come where Yahweh shows that the only reason why these men was low like that is because I made them low. And now that I'm making them high, there ain't no one that's going to be able to stop them from winning. Because now I've said they're going to win and they're going to win. And there ain't no one going to be able to stop them from winning. And let me see if I can find that scripture, man. And then I'm going to end the video where it goes into how no one's going to be able to stop them that's gotten the victory. I think it's verse 45. One of these chapters, I can't remember. I was reading it a couple of days ago. There we go. This is 2 chapter 7 and verse 45. In fact, verse 43. 2 chapter 7 and verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, when corruption is past. So after we go through the day of the Lord's wrath, man, ain't going to be no bad times for us anymore. We're going to just be living it off. Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off. Righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed. No one ain't going to be able to help Esau. No one ain't going to be able to help an Israelite that's not of the elect. No one ain't going to be able to help a heathen. Right? They're going to all have to get the judgment that they was destined to receive. And the Israelites of the elect, the Israelites in general, they have been blessed with an extreme mercy because they're going to be reincarnated into the new covenant, man. That's what we believe. But if you've got something, like, listen, man, if any of you people out there have got a problem with the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, fine yours, man. What are you under? What's your doctrine about, man? Or you don't believe that them Israelites always talking about, what do you say? You don't believe in reincarnation? You think we're going to all just burn in hell forever? Okay, you keep teaching that then, man. Leave us alone, man. You teach your hell forever. We're going to teach our life forever on earth. Yeah? You think that people are going to be burning in hell forever. We think that the Hebrew Israelites are going to be living on earth forever. And we also think that heathens are going to be living on earth as our servants, as our slaves. And they're going to have a longer life than they had under your kingdom, where everyone was getting sick. People that got all kind of diseases, plagues, people having to take all kind of medications, and then the medications have got side effects that might be worse than what there was wrong with them. Where the food's off. Where people are obese. In our kingdom, there ain't going to be people that are obese like that. Even among the heathen, they're going to look more attractive under our kingdom, man, because they're going to know health. They're going to eat the Israelite diet. They're going to be eating food that's not supposed to be ate, which is therefore not food, right? A pig is not food according to the Bible. Pig is not food. Chicken is food. Animals that don't have fins and scales are not food. They're just animals. But animals with fins and scales, that's food, right? Animals that have got a cloven foot and chew off the cud, that's food. Animals that have not got a cloven foot, but don't chew the cud and don't chew the cud, that's not food. An animal that's got a cloven foot but doesn't chew off the cud, that's not food. That's just whatever that animal is. So a pig is not food, mate. So therefore, in our kingdom, they're not going to eat that. And they're going to look healthier for it too. Verse 45, then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory. And that's one of the other parts in one of these videos that I've been thinking, man. One of these group of videos that I've been doing about there's many parts to the new covenant. One of those parts also is that no one's gonna be able to oppress us that have gotten the victory. Because in this world, a Jake might win, he might get the money, get the clothes, get the this, get the that, get the haircut, whatever the world says he's supposed to get the social circle and all this. And then thieves can still come in and steal that. Esau can send some woman that he's got somewhere in a wicked ass agency that he's got, that they just go and send women out to try and manipulate men and get them for money. Because which I personally think they've got in that all that Hollywood anyway. I personally think they've got modeling agencies that they just have women out there that they send out to these sports athletes and movie stars and that, and use their men's lust against them, man. That men's desire for women against them to manipulate and rinse them out of their money. But anyway, people are not going to be able to use, like, in this world, even when you do all the things that you're supposed to do, you can still lose, man. You're still going to lose. And you'll have been working to become a professional basketball player, actor, or whatever, for like since you might have been 10, and now you're 30 and you finally get there, and then some trollop makes you lose it all. Some slut, some slapper, some odalisk, some 304, some harlot, some skank, some hoe, some whore. Like, even just the fact that there's so many words to explain women like that shows that women are not righteous right now. And they call themselves that, but you know what, man? This video has gone on way longer than it should have, or maybe it's gone exactly the length that it was supposed to go, right? And on that, I'm going to say shalom. And the female thing, the whole situation with women that men are dealing with, is because of a curse that God's put on them. It's not because of the men not having particular this or particular that, because even the men that have got it all, according to the worldly standard, they're still being grieved by women, man, right? Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.